Signed contracts are up in New York, but sales volume is down. So it's a little bit confusing. What does that actually mean? Well, sales volume relates to signed contracts from a prior quarter or maybe even the quarter before that. Signed contracts means that what's going to be closing in the quarter to come. So signed contracts are more of a clear snapshot of what's happening right now in the New York real estate market, which is an indication that the market is very strong because signed contracts are up. It takes 2 to 3 or 4 months, even sometimes with a co-op, to close on a sale. So things that are closing in the second quarter were signed in the first quarter and oftentimes at the very beginning of the first quarter. Signed contracts are relevant. So if you're measuring, signed contracts are up 3% this quarter. If you're measuring signed contracts from the prior quarter or the prior year, that's a true measurement of what's going to happen, what the closed sales volume is going to be in the following quarter. The fact that signed contracts are up means that the market is very strong, and it means that more closings are going to be happening in the following quarter. That's good for sellers. It may mean more competition for buyers, and it's definitely going to mean less inventory. And ironically enough, at the same time, new listings have dropped significantly from last year, which is kind of a perfect storm for prices to go up. You've got less inventory, you've got more signed contracts, and you've got a projection for strong sales. On top of that, the luxury sector is doing very well. The luxury market in New York, the ultra luxury market, especially in New York, over 10 million and over 20 million are up 50% and 30% respectively, over 50 and over 30% actually, which is an indication that there's a lot of confidence in the market, especially from people that can afford it. So if you've got people that are willing to spend that much disposable income on luxury properties, in my opinion, it tends to have a trickle-down effect on the rest of the market. This is also happening at a time when the pied-à-terre tax, which has gotten a ton of press, is now in full force, and it's going to be very interesting to see how New York implements the tax, but it is in full force, and there's been so much negative press about it and what it's going to do to the New York real estate market. But right now, the ultra luxury market especially, has never been hotter, or it's been a number of years since it's been this hot, which means that there's confidence in New York real estate and confidence in the investment. That tends to trickle down to the rest of the market. So right now we've got signed contracts up while sales volume is down. Let's forget about the sales volume being down, but we've got less inventory too, which means that it's probably a good time to list if you're thinking about listing. And even though we're in the middle of the summer right now, fall is right around the corner, and that's the second busiest season. When more inventory comes on these days, more buyers come out. It's interesting. It doesn't decrease your ability to sell it. In fact, it increases it. But you could also list now when there's no inventory and there's still people looking, especially for condos. If you have any interest in talking about this in more detail, please reach out to me. I'm always open and happy to discuss the market at any given time, which is ever changing in New York.